I absolutely 110% believe that Tucker Carlson hit the nail on the head here and said what everyone was thinking, but too afraid to actually say.
What is it about Jeffrey Epstein that's so infuriating to people, so infuriating that it's actually causing seismic political problems? And I hope that they'll address it and it'll get better. I really do. But what is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's the frustration of normal people watching a certain class of people get away with everything every single time. That's what it is.
Yep, and it looks like they might be getting away with even that much more, but now we got the news that Bongino actually did show up to work today. What are the greater implications of that? As, of course, a lot of people are talking about his reputation, things happening behind the scenes, as now we are getting rumors, allegedly, from Laura Trump that some files are actually going to be released. I'll believe it when I see it. What is she talking about here? Could this have something to do with Bongino going back to work? As Donald Trump had some very interesting comments about Bongino, as now the Democrats are weaponizing this situation against Donald Trump and soon might be having hearings where Ghislaine Maxwell could be testifying herself. What in the world's going on here? Well, we're going to be doing our best to try to explain it, no matter how many people we piss off. There are a lot of angry people. And if you appreciate our ability to speak truth to power, subscribe, click the notification button, as of course very few people are able to withstand the pressure campaign that's being started right now. And I think we are definitely proud of what we are doing, our work, and we appreciate your time here with us greatly. And if you appreciate our honesty throughout this entire endeavor, subscribe, click the notification button. We always appreciate you spending time with us as we are getting breaking news that some of the files will be released, according to Laura Trump. Now, is this actually going to be happening here? We're going to play you the full context. She did an interview with Benny Johnson. They got into it. This, as Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries now came out and announced that the chickens are coming home to roast, specifically talking about how there are going to be some congressional hearings looking into this entire endeavor.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with a Democrat, but he's not wrong. But he's saying it because, of course, Donald Trump has created a situation where now this will be used as a political ploy. Now, I don't believe any of these politicians, but I believe in that statement with what he just said now. And the only person to blame for this kind of weird situation is the Republicans that are now being accused of blocking a lot of these kind of efforts from moving forward.
Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years.
No, he's wrong. Actually, it was independent media. And it was the work of Mike Cernovich, Alex Jones, us as well, that we're talking about Epstein and this larger kind of very weird behind the scenes child trafficking, extortion, blackmail operation for many years on end now, ever since 2008, saying, hey, there's some weird things going on here, and it all pinpoints and highlights to what looks like an international intelligence operation that is operating through multiple agencies that is trying to procure power for themselves and to make politicians do what they want them to do. And it's the ultimate kind of a blackmail card here that I think is being utilized in very sinister, evil, nasty, disgusting ways.
And now the chickens are coming home to roost. The American people deserve to know the truth. What, if anything, is the Trump administration and the Department of Justice hiding?
That's a question that, of course, we have here. As, let's be honest with ourselves, this DOJ, Pam Bondi's not doing herself any favors here. Saying, we're going to release the list. I got the list. It's on my desk. Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein. And then, what list? What? No, those videos. No, they're just some things he down. No list. And then it's like, okay, the Democrats made the list. The list is fake. I'm like, you just told us the list wasn't there. What? Absolutely disastrous PR situation here, as it's going to be interesting to see what is going to be happening with potentially hearings into this, which I hope give us some disclosures, which leads us to kind of what Laura Trump is saying here, because she might release she might preemptively release what the Democrats are expected to release here. This could be the kind of PR game here. That's how I'm thinking about this. Now, there are a lot of very interesting moves being made within this current administration. We just found out that Pam Bondi has fired her personal ethics advisor, Joseph Terrell. Now, do we know why? Do we know exactly what's going on? Is this because of the list, the documents, the videotapes that were on her desk that just magically disappeared? As of course, people are saying, well, there was no desk. What are you talking about here? And the memes here, are very very rich. I'll just write that as people are saying personal ethics advisor. The jokes, quote, write themselves here, as we are getting reports that Dan Bongino actually showed up to work. Now, before talking about Dan Bongino, a man that I believe deserves some criticism for the lies that he has said here throughout this entire saga. Before talking about him and why he came back to work, there's two potential options. So we'll tell you about those options. Before telling you about that, we want to tell you about TakeCalm.com. We only have 46 of these products available. And I've done 2 years of research, 2 years of sourcing, 2 years of testing on my own self. CBD has always been something that has helped me personally, especially when I had anxiety attacks, when I was dealing with panic attacks, and it wasn't a comfortable, easy situation that I was dealing with. One of the crux of the situations that has helped me outside of proper sleep, exercise, and changing my diet, which I think everyone should explore and everyone should look into, especially when it comes to taking care of oneself. One of the crutches that helped me out during key moments of times of despair was CBD. And then I was like, listen, and I remember, like, I was like, CBD, I'm freaking out. And then I would just go to the gas station. I'd pick up random ones, and I'm like, this tastes like crap. There's like fillers in here. There's like seed oils in some of them. And I'm like, this tastes like nonsense, and this didn't do anything except make my situation worse. I don't want this nonsense. And then, again, a lot of the stuff is just fake wacky tobacco. You don't want any of that. I don't want any of that stuff. Listen, I don't mess around with that stuff. But pure, natural, 100% full spectrum hemp extract is amazing. It does wonders for me. It might work for you. People who I know that deal with like a lot of inflammation, a lot of anxiety, I give it to. They're like, oh, this is amazing. I give it to some of my loved ones that deal with similar situations. And this is grown, made in the United States. A great product that I love. I had this on my road trip. I used to have this everywhere, and I no longer need it because now I kind of have taken care of my anxiety, taken care of my panic attacks, and dealt with the root cause. But if you're looking for a quick and easy solution, this has worked for me. It might work for you. Do your own homework, do your own research. And because the stuff is made, developed, and it's premium in the United States, it's top quality stuff, unlike all this other fake stuff out there. There's a lot of other people selling it for like $120. We only sell it for $64. It's a great price comparatively to what you are getting. You are getting something really, really good, really, really legitimate. And I love it. I think you might too. wearechange.shop. TakeCalm.com is the website. Now, let's go back to Bongino here, who looks like there was a PR effort trying to save face. That's how I saw it. That's how a lot of other people have seen it. But let's not forget the fact here that Bongino lied to us. And he said, listen, Epstein absolutely took himself out. Look, we have this video. It's edited of the adjacent hallway. Proves everything. What? What are you talking about here? And this is a very inconvenient, but Dan Bongino was allegedly quitting. And that's what were the rumors going around at TP USA. Now we're finding out that Dan Bongino came back to work today at the FBI offices and is, quote, fulfilling his duties as deputy director, according to CNN and Benny Johnson, who says, I just confirmed that Dan Bongino was in his FBI office at work today and is working on something, quote, very important. Dan was in a positive mode after further internal movement towards Epstein disclosure and transparency. Trump team is back together and locking in. Very generic type of statements there that we could only extrapolate from. Not much details here, but with now Bongino showing up to work here, it's clear that his protest was either just him trying to save face here, or something has changed within the White House, or something has changed within the FBI that highlights how he might be able to stay on. Now, was this... there's a number of possibilities here. There's a generous explanation to Bongino and a not so generous one. Let's give him a generous one first. Generous one is Bongino's there. He's being told to chill. Trump came to him and said, tell everyone he took himself out. I know you don't believe it. I know his lawyer doesn't believe it. I know the general public doesn't believe it. Go. Fall on the sword for this one for me. Bongino's like, okay, I'll fall on the sword. I'm being generous to him, by the way. This is the generous explanation. I'll fall on the sword. I'll tell the people in a hostage video where I look extremely uncomfortable. Absolutely. Epstein took himself out. Absolutely. And then he realizes, holy cow, I left multi-millions of dollars. Like my fame, my reputation, everything I worked for hard my entire life is just down the drain. Everyone's calling me a protector of child abusers. Donald Trump's telling me not to expose these people that have hurt children, that are still out there hurting more children. I can't be a part of this. I need to signal to Trump and to Cash and to Pam Bondi, I'm going to leave unless we do something here. The generous explanation is that this message was actually well received. Bongino was reassured. We'll get you something. Let's go. Let's do something. Now, there's other reports saying he didn't show up. I think he did show up to work from everything that I'm seeing here. But this is what Donald Trump said about Bongino. As soon as the myths came out, as soon as the news came out, as soon as the speculation came out, Bongino not coming back. Bongino quit. Bongino protests and resignation. This is what Donald Trump had to say about Bongino.
Oh, I think so. I did. I spoke to him today. Dan Bongino, very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times. And he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
He sounded terrific. He is in great shape. This was specifically released over the weekend as people were saying, well, is he going to be at the office? Is he not going to be on office? As, of course, the New Yorker wrote, did Bongino quit over the Epstein drama? As, of course, this would allow him to save face here, as there's multiple kind of trajectories here. Now, let me give you the not-so-favorable explanation of what's going on here. We got Forbes here. Trump praises Bongino after reports that he might quit. Now, Trump has been complimenting Cash and Bongino here throughout all of this, as Cash and Bongino have been destroying their reputations with the absolutely backwards and insane statements that they have been making to everybody. That has infuriated everyone since, of course, they're contradicting each other all the time. They can't get their messaging straight. As obviously there's a lot of furor over what's going on here. And there's clashes now happening between Bondi and Bongino. The not so favorable explanation. If we're going to believe the anonymous sources that are probably coming from Pam Bondi's office, right? Bongino came in there, playing ball, took the sword for Donald Trump, fell on the sword for Donald Trump, and then was like, okay, we're going to release this surveillance footage. The surveillance footage is going to shut everyone up. Even though it's an adjacent hallway, even though there's a minute missing, even though there's the ability of AI now to doctor and fake videos, we're just going to show them one entry. Not the other entry, but we're going to show them one entry. And that's going to shut him up. And then he saw his reputation tarnished, his opportunities destroyed, and the likelihood of him never recovering from this ever again. And he said, I gotta get out of here. I got a signal. And then came what looked like an orchestrated, organized PR effort by Bongino and his surrogates saying it's all Pam Bondi. They tried to throw Pam Bondi underneath the bus. Trump saved Pam Bondi, made a Truth Social post saying, Pam Bondi's my girl. She's with me. She's doing great. Protect her. Which failed his PSYOP effort, just trying to blame her for everything, make her the scapegoat, trying to make everyone forget everything what's going on here. And then he kind of knew that hey, I need to do some kind of like PR stunt to try to save face here, to look like I might be the good guy here. Even though I'm playing ball, even though I'm actively participating in this cover-up, even though I'm actively allowing people who are child predators to still be out there on the loose, to still go out there. And then he orchestrates this PR stunt to try to save face here and avoid a lot of the criticisms, and it partly worked. A lot of people are saying, well, if Dan does leave, that means all hope is lost here. That means this is a big signal against Donald Trump, and Donald Trump Cash and Bondi are kind of left here holding the bag here, looking guilty AF. Now, Dan Bongino has been receiving a lot of criticism, as Robert Barnes here has been criticizing him heavily. He says, still can't find the FBI files, though, from Bongino's post. And again, Bongino hasn't been posting a lot. Cash sent out a very weird message saying, those conspiracy theories aren't true. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're telling me right now conspiracy theories aren't true? That just doesn't make any sense at all. Now, which one of these theories are true here? I mean, if you look at all the comments here, I think a combination of those two. Now, I don't know. We could be very nice to Don Bongino. We could think of the worst. But again, we don't know. Why? Because we're not getting anything. Until now, Laura Trump has promised to release some of the documents. Now, the comments here for every post he has made. I mean, wow. I mean, the massive amounts of pressure that he's facing. Robert Barnes says, massive failure by Bongino and Cash to not reinstate the wrongfully fired. Too busy hiding Epstein files and trying to figure out who had nose candy in the White House under Biden. FBI said that they won't reinstate whistleblowers who were booted for exposing the Biden corruption. As a lot of people are now saying, a third explanation, what if Cash Patel and Dan Bongino are just hostages? What if they're hostages of the deep state? What if they've just been hijacked, kidnapped, extorted, blackmailed, and intimidated themselves and are prevented from coming forward? That's a third possibility that's happening here. As of course, Alex Jones even came out and said, yeah, they both look like they're being held hostage here. And when you have Bongino coming out and saying, absolutely, 100%, Epstein took himself out, get out of here. I mean, come on. That's when you just lost all integrity from all of this. As of course, now we have the Trump administration allegedly, according to Laura Trump here, releasing more documents. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll say that. I'll believe this when I see it. Otherwise, if there's no consequences, if they just release some random documents and there's no consequences to it, it's just another cover-up effort. It's just another PSYOP. And there's PSYOPs within PSYOPs. There's media leaks. Pam Bondi's leaking against Bondi. Pam Bondi's leaking against Bongino. Bongino's leaking against Pam Bondi. They're all trying to blame each other for this. This is a big, disorganized, nasty mess that's going to get nastier unless we actually get some legitimate accountability. Here's what Laura Trump had to say. And this is what Charlie Kirk is responding today. As of today on the show, next steps are forthcoming. Watch closely and see. Charlie Kirk did just get off a phone call, but Charlie Kirk is also being criticized for saying he no longer is going to be talking about Epstein for the foreseeable future. And he's getting criticized for that. This is what Laura Trump had to say. If this video plays here, which I think is
make
important.
sure everything is on the right track for this country. Fortunately, you see no border crossings in the last month. Zero, by the way. I think that's incredible. No one's talking about that enough. Zero illegal border crossings.
That's because everyone's talking about the Epstein stuff. Because again, say what you may about the border. Okay, we get it, but like the Epstein stuff is being talked about by everybody. Sadly, now the border stuff isn't as captivating as it is when it comes to an international trafficking and blackmail operation that's being covered up.
In the month of June. Amazing how that's all gone. So I don't know that this was top of mind for him, but he hears all the noise and he hears all of the consternation out there. And I think he's going to want to set things right as well. So
if he is, he's getting a lot of messaging and clearly not responding to it. There's also reports from what I'm hearing of people just being fired that are bringing this up. Now, is he hearing this? Maybe on Truth Social. There's a lot of people ratioing him on his own post.
I believe that there will probably be more coming on this. And I believe anything that they are able to release that doesn't, damage any witnesses or anyone underage or anything like that. I believe they'll probably try to get out sooner rather than later.
I believe. That's the key statement here. I believe they are trying to release something. I believe. What do you know? What are you going to be releasing? Is it going to be nothing? Is it going to be fluff? Is it going to be something of consequences? But she says, I believe. Now, I believe in a lot of things doesn't make them true.
Just they hear it and they understand it. So hopefully we see that happen sooner than later. And that, I guess that would be my advice. But to everybody out there who's all worked up about it, there's no great plot to keep this information away that I'm aware of.
But there is information being denied to us, and we're told it doesn't exist, and we're told to shut up, and we're told to stop talking about it. Sorry, but that's not a true statement at all here.
I do just believe that maybe it's been slow rolled for reasons that...
It's not being slow rolled. Stop lying. I'm not an idiot, okay? I am not an idiot. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm stupid? It's being slow rolled. No, it's not. It's being denied. Case closed. We're done. We're finished talking about this. Stop talking about this. Why are you talking about this? That's not a slow roll.
But hopefully we understand down the line, and I think we're probably going to get more transparency on it.
That hopefully we understand down the line. Listen, if it's not for the pressure, right, they would have moved on. If it's not for the people saying, no, this is our red line here, they would have moved on. The only reason they're not moving on is because of the continued conversations that are happening around this. Conversations that I think are more important than ever. And if you agree, share this video. We've been on the forefront of a lot of this. Our videos have been getting out there to some very powerful people that I'm hearing back from. These messages are more important than ever. And I think we all understand here the severe kind of consequences of all of this. I hope and I pray for the courage of the people in power to do the right thing. And I think we need to come from that point of view as well. I understand criticism. I understand being angry. I understand being sad. I understand being disappointed. I think right now we need thoughts and prayers. Courage to do the right thing. Let's stop more children from getting hurt here. I hope Laura Trump is right here. But let's be honest, some of the things she said here were not true. And she says she believes. Now, I would like to believe a lot of things. That doesn't always make them true. I hope she's right, and I pray she's right. And I pray we could look back and say, yeah. But again, some of the things she said were not true. And I just hate to say that because I have to be intellectually honest here. If you appreciate that, share this video with your friends and family members. I'm going to be here if it wasn't for your direct support. Again, a lot of people need to calm now. Not a lot of people need to relax. I need to relax. I'm going to take some right now. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.